Hi, boys and girls. I want to talk to you about something that happened on September 11th, 2001. Now, I know that seems like a long time ago for you because none of you were born. But it's something that happened in our history that is very important, and I feel like you need to know about it. Maybe your moms and dads, your grandmas and your grandpas would want to watch along with you. I want to read a story to you called September 12th. We knew everything would be all right. And it's written and illustrated by first grade students of H. Bryan Masterson Elementary School in Kennett, Missouri. So these boys and girls are your age, and they wrote and illustrated this book. Here are the authors. On September 11th, 2001, many bad things happened. September 12th was a new day. We knew everything would be all right because the sun came up and the birds started to sing again. We came to school the same way. We knew everything would be all right when we saw our teacher smiling at the door. We said the pledge like always. We sang the national anthem very loudly. Our teacher sat and read us lots of good books. We had recess again. We knew everything would be all right because we had homework. 2 plus 2 still added up to 4. Our thought for the day became America United. We saw lots of flags. Red, white, and blue suddenly became everyone's favorite colors. On television, we heard our president tell us everything would be all right. On September 12th, our parents still tucked us in our warm, safe beds. Our parents talked to us about the bad things that happened the day before. We knew we would be all right because our parents said they loved us. We knew everything would be all right because the stars and the moon came out and America went to sleep. And the next morning, the sun came up. Not the end. And here are the faces of the boys and girls that illustrated this book and wrote the story. I have a slideshow that I would like to show you and tell you a little bit of background about what happened on September 11th, 2001. These are what are known as the World Trade Center towers. These are in New York City. And this is a picture in the fall of 2000 before anything ever happened. These were the tallest buildings in New York. And they were work buildings. So men and women came here every day to go to work. There were shopping centers at the bottom. So there were thousands upon thousands of people that came to these buildings every day. On September 11th, 2001, some enemies of ours thought that they were going to defeat us by knocking down and terrorizing our cities. They flew planes into both of the towers, causing them to crumble into ashes. Many people lost their lives that day. But after the rubble was torn down and everything was cleaned up, our country was more united than it ever was. If you notice the flag hanging on the building beside the rubble, it shows that our country came together. Those bad guys that thought they were going to tear down our country only brought us closer together. This is what's left of the World Trade Center towers. This is a memorial called the 9/11 Memorial. It's in New York City, exactly where the towers were. And it's a beautiful waterfall, exactly where the trade tower centers were. This is an aerial view from a helicopter airplane. You can see where one Trade Center building was, and you can see where the other World Trade Center building was. Right there in the middle of New York City. Here's a picture of the memorial at night, and the blue lines in the background that reach all the way up to the skies represent the towers that fell on 9/11. And it represents the lives that were lost as well. My family went to New York in 2015, and I was able to go see the memorial. And let me tell you, it was very emotional to know that you are standing in the place where these beautiful towers once stood that were torn down by terrorists. There's my family in front of the memorial, and you can see that there's names of all of the people that lost their lives in the tragic events of 9/11. Here's Mrs. Graff and one of her sons, and this is just a better picture that you can see the names of every person who lost their life on September 11th due to those terrorist attacks are written all the way around all four walls of both Twin Towers. These memorials are standing beside the waterfalls, and the first one reads, at 8:46 a.m., American Airline Flight 11 crashes into the south face of World Trade Center 1. At 9:03 a.m., American Airline Flight 175 crashes into the south face of World Trade Center Tower 2. At 9:37, American Airline Flight 77 crashes into the western face of the Pentagon. At 10:03 a.m., United Airline Flight 93 crashes into an open field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. It is believed that the passengers prevented the plane from crashing into the White House or the Capitol building. Those heroes protected more lives from being lost. If you go to New York City today, there's this tower. It's called Freedom Tower. They built it to show that our country did not fall on September 11th, but that we were stronger and we came together united as one country. And they named the tower Freedom Tower because our freedom was not lost that day like the terrorists thought they were going to do to us, but we came together more. And since they named it Freedom Tower and it opened in 2013, they have changed the name to One World Trade Center. And I show you these pictures not to make you sad or to, I just wanted you to understand what happened on 9/11 and show you a little bit of the history that you were not a part of, but that you need to learn about. So remember, when bad things happen in our world, in our country, in our towns, and in our homes, remember that tomorrow is a new day, and we know everything is going to be all right. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you hug your loved ones and give them kisses and tell them that you love them as much as you can. Have a great weekend. When the jester sang for the king and queen in a coat he borrowed from James Dean.